episode of the Sunny Side, and it is sunny today.
It's actually sunny. So
Yeah.
little light eyes here has got to have her sunglasses on.
Yes, I need my sunglasses
little
on, guys,
retinas
because
are
I
burning.
tried, and I'm like, my eyes were just pouring water. Even
yeah.
I don't even know how I'm going to look at you this whole episode.
I know. Well, you're kind of facing the sun,
It's
too.
literally
Like
directly in my face. Listen, I'll take it. By the end of this episode, I'm going to have a sunburn.
Yeah.
And I'll take it.
I know.
But we are here, and here we are sipping our peppermint hot cocoa and under the beautiful Christmas wreath garland.
And it went so fast. Like, this is our last Christmas episode, and then it's the new year, and
It's true.
it's over. That went like a flash.
It like
Didn't it?
zoomed.
Yeah.
I can't even believe how fast it went. I can't believe that this is our last episode. There is a lot to look back at on our first year.
I know.
As the Sunny Side.
I know. It's been crazy. It has almost been a full year, which is good because I think you were saying you read, like, we did all this research ahead of time, and all the statistics said if you can make it to at least a year and not give up and be like pretty consistent. I feel like we've been like maybe 8 out of 10 out of consistency, but then and I feel like we've done it, which is awesome. We made it.
We made it. We made it, and it's the last episode, and then we're gonna take a little 2-week break, just to spend some time with our families and enjoy the Christmas season. But I think what we're gonna do is provide you guys with some reruns. And just looking back at different episodes throughout the year.
And there's a lot of people that have joined kind of halfway through our podcasting journey. So there may be episodes where they haven't even seen them yet. So it'd be kind of fun to like go back, and we'll post some of the best ofs and the most popular podcasts, and you can watch them.
Yeah, you can watch them. That's true. And maybe even we'll go back and see how bad the first one is.
Do you know the other day I went back, and just because I was trying to find something, and I started watching it, and then I just kept watching the first couple episodes. They weren't terrible, but I feel like even what the biggest thing I noticed is you and I, like, our comfort level
is way better.
Like, you could tell that we were both kind of nervous and not really sure how to navigate the conversations at the beginning. Like, they were good, but I was just like, wow, we've come a long way.
So, well, you know what? I think with anything, time, we put time into this, and I do think it does become more natural.
Totally.
The longer you do it.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
It has been an incredible year, and we thought, what a better way to end our season and the year than to just kind of like talk about what this year brought us, what it looked like. You know, it's that season right before Christmas.
Yeah, you're like reflecting on the year past.
Yeah, and you're just like, what do I want to do differently going into the new year? And what can I look back on this year and remember well, or things that you could have changed or wanted to change, or just even like happy moments. So it's more of a reflective episode today. Of just what the year looked like. How do you think the 2025 year went for you?
Oof.
That sounded super oh my gosh. News anchor. So tell me.
Leah's getting into her journalism era.
It's true.
Tell me now.
Tell me, what did the 2025 New Year bring to you? I should put on my stage voice.
You should. I actually think you could have like your own show.
Oh,
I've seen like recently a couple postings for like on-air personalities. Well, you know, I've sent them to you. I literally think
I
you'd
say
be
absolutely
so
not.
good.
You have it way more than I do.
No, wait. I feel like you are just so hilarious and quick on your feet. You're way quicker on your feet than I am.
But you're really good at asking questions. Like, you ask like the good questions. Like,
I could be on Dateline maybe, or like 48 Hours. But I feel like the news, like just a quick, you would be good with that.
Like maybe like a news anchor for the weather.
Yeah,
because I could be coming up with some really funny innuendos with weather.
Yeah, you really could,
and it would be funny.
It would be funny.
Like the wet.
You might get fired, but it'd be a good run while it lasts.
It's true. I could get fired, but you know, maybe I'll just try it and just get it on my resume. Because why not?
Why not? Little bucket list. I know.
No, but you know, I just really love this time. I love the Advent season in general. I know I just asked you a question. We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
But I love the Advent season in general. And it's funny, I was reading a devotion the other day, just about what the Advent season looks like. And it's like that thrill of hope and that anticipation of like Jesus being born. And what does that look like? And I think it goes back to when we did our episode about Christmas and how I said, like, I love the Christmas season. I actually don't love Christmas Day. Or even necessarily Christmas Eve, just, you know, with all the trauma and different things it brings. But the Advent season is so beautiful because it's like an anticipation.
Yeah.
It's of like what hope is coming. And so I think even going back over the year to look at our lives and
Mhm.
going into the new year, this season is one that's very reflective.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just think it's like, what would you do different, or
Mm.
what is something that like really stands out from you in 2025?
Wow. When you talked about having this episode before, I
Did
was
you
like,
panic? I
well,
could
you
tell
know
you
what?
weren't fully on
You know
board.
what? Because yeah, I was in my head, I was
I was
on
like,
board. Well, you know when you're thinking something totally different and you're trying to stay engaged with the conversation, but your head's somewhere else? That was me. I was like trying to answer you like, yeah, that's a good idea. But in my head, I was like, what I was thinking was, okay, I love that idea, but like how how real are we gonna get? Are we just gonna be like, I there was so much like this year was so or am I or are we gonna go there? Are we
well,
gonna go there?
we're gonna go
And
there.
then and I
Do
was
we
like, it's
expect
this
anything
I well
less?
that's what I thought. I'm like, okay, this is the sunny side. Like we gotta go there
You know what's so funny?
if
I could
we're gonna
tell
do
that
it.
you were in your head as I'm having the conversation with you. I'm so excited. I'm
And I
like,
was
this
like,
is going to be a great
uh-huh.
episode. And you were kind of just
I know. I'm
silent.
sorry. I'm
And I was
sorry.
like,
I could tell that I was hurting your feelings a little. I
I
think that your feelings were a little hurt. You're like, I think this is a great idea. And I was like, so robotic. Like, yeah, that would be good.
yeah, you're like,
But
I
in my
think,
head, I was like, oh,
where am I going with this?
because I feel like so much has happened this year for me, like
Sure.
personally, that I was like, will I share all that? And I was like, yeah, I'll share all that because that's really like
That's what
in
this
this
podcast is about.
totally. And we're always encouraging other people to
It's true.
share and be honest. So it's like, then
And this,
I'll do that too.
it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
And now looking back, I'm like, okay, she was excited about my
I
episode.
was excited.
Okay.
I thought it was a great idea. I just like, wow, that could
You
get
know what it
really
is? I
real.
actually wasn't hurt. My
Yeah.
feelings were not hurt. I actually just was like, oh, she's in her head a little
Yeah,
bit.
I
She's
was.
processing.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what friendship is for, to
Yeah.
be like, hey,
Yeah.
and now the
But
truth
I
is
get
being
around.
revealed
Yeah.
right now in
Right
front of
now.
our eyes,
Yep.
guys. That Pam
So
wasn't sure
yeah.
where she's gonna
I
go. But
know. I wasn't. I wasn't sure. That's the
listen,
thing.
do we do anything half
No, we don't.
baked on this
I know we do.
episode?
We do. We just go for it.
We just go
That's
for
what
it.
the
So
wonderful
you know
world of
what?
editing's for.
I at least can hide my tears today
Yeah. Yeah.
in these
Because
big
you I know.
sunglasses. Yours might
Yeah,
just
I know. I
stream.
don't feel like I'll cry. Well,
Okay.
except for my eyes are just watering because of the sun and the cold. But
She's crying.
my eyes are
Don't
just
don't
constantly
let her fool
watering.
you.
I'm
She's
sorry.
crying. It's
No, I'm
happening.
good. But okay. So this year,
Okay.
I feel like has been good. I actually feel like a lot of things happened sort of at the end of last year for me. So then
Mm,
this year felt so different. There were so many
okay.
different seasons I walked through in my life, like different job, different career, different and the job I had was very like kind of all consuming, was like your whole life, your whole identity. So this
Sure.
last year has been a lot of like rebuilding of that.
Yep.
And then something that I have more recently come to admit to myself is even with like sort of we've talked about on this podcast, like church is a big part of both of our life. Our
Yep.
faith is a big part of both of our life. And I did have, I wouldn't say it was a crisis of faith because I feel like between God and I, like we're good.
Yes.
But I did realize that I had some maybe like, I don't know what they would call like church hurt or whatever that I
Sure.
was really processing that
Yep.
I was trying to be like, no, it's fine. Like I'm not hurt. Like I get it. This is sometimes happens, blah, blah, blah. And sort of more recently had to be like, no, you're like very, very hurt. And then
Mm,
it was causing me to make other decisions out of that hurt, or actually maybe not make
make
decisions, kind
decisions.
of like
Yeah.
be hesitant and whatever. So that's been really a lot to work through. And then even like our family situation this year, there was again at the end of last year, there was a lot of
Hmm.
crazy happening that we had to go through. So this year, same thing. It's been like, okay, how do you, because I feel like in um relationships is even through divorce, or maybe I'd even say especially through divorce,
Hmm.
like when there's a season, depending on how you're all doing, it changes the dynamic in your family. So
Sure.
if
Yeah.
there's a season where I think, even I'll just speak for myself, when things are not good and there's a lot of unpredictable stuff happening or a lot of chaos that is kind of out of your control, but it's you have to deal with it. Your relationship, then there has to
Mm,
be different boundaries
yep.
and there has to be your guard is up differently and
Absolutely.
decisions have to be made differently. And then even when that calms down, or if it does, and there's a season of like doing better and stabling out, like that's great. And it's kind of what you pray for. You want that. But
Sure.
then it's tricky because that's a whole different way of interacting. And then like
Mhm.
boundaries are different and everything is different. So then you're constantly evolving and just adjusting to be
Yep.
like, hey, what's best for everybody? What's especially best for the kids? How do we navigate this season that looked different from the last season? You also have that looming of like, is this going to last? Or at
Yeah.
least for me, I have that looming over of
Yes.
like, okay, just enjoy this, enjoy if things are more stable, but also
Waiting for the ball to drop.
totally right.
Mhm.
But then also not wanting to
Yes.
focus and be like, don't be, and I'm to myself, my internal
Mhm.
conversation is like, don't be like that. Don't worry. It's going to be fine. Just enjoy the moment. Just don't think worst case scenario, but
Yes.
also wanting to be prepared and not
Uh-huh.
caught off guard. Like it's very, so I feel like for me, this year's been a lot of like mental, emotional stretching and growing.
Stretching
That's
and growing.
really exhausting, but good, like in
And
a
what
good
do you
way.
think has been the hardest hurdle or the biggest challenge this year?
Well, okay, like I would say for me,
Mhm.
okay, so I think, yeah, for me, it would be actually, it was sort of the church dynamic, I think,
Sure.
because my whole life and specifically my like adult, like
Adult.
working years life, I was always super rooted and planted in a church. I, was super involved. I have been and still am, I guess,
Mhm.
to a point very passionate about it. Like it wasn't really like a job to me. It felt like sort of like my life's purpose. Like
Yeah. It was your
I
calling
loved
for
it.
sure.
Like loved it. The people, loved the families, loved the kids, loved the relationships, just loved it was literally such a joy in my life.
Mhm.
Like such a joy. And being in a different season now, it's been hard, and especially with sort of some of the dynamics of what brought me to a season where I'm not doing that anymore were extremely hurtful. And I think, well, you know this about me. Like
Mhm.
sometimes for me to cope, I will just push things down to an extent
Yes.
because sometimes with other things going, you can't deal with it all at once.
Yeah. Yep.
But it bubbles up
It bubbles up
eventually, right?
eventually. Yep.
And I feel like sort of there was just some survival in the beginning of just trying to make it through that season and make sure the kids are okay, make sure different relationships are okay.
Sure.
And then as the year went on, this
Oopsies.
past year, look
Sorry.
at the sun.
It's gone.
Look at
It's
the sun.
gone. It's gone.
As the year goes on, you then start to really like that hurt just
It
doesn't,
eventually comes up.
it comes up, it was there, it was just sort of dormant, and then
Sure.
it's just really hard, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, I think it's been kind of dealing with that, having a lot of conversations with God to be like, what does this look like? And
Yeah.
what am I feeling that's legitimate? What am I feeling that's unhealthy that I need to work on?
Uh-huh.
Um, so that's been really a big
A
thing
big
for
thing for
me.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do think, I mean, I think with you, the biggest thing is that you are willing to have those conversations, even with,
Mm,
you know, God or other people to say, like, yeah, this is what's going on in my life. Mostly God
mm,
specifically to
yeah.
be like, where do you want me to learn from this?
Yeah.
What's healthy? What's not unhealthy? I think that's the best question because
Yeah.
you can't just sit in church hurt
Mhm.
forever, hurt in
No.
general.
Right.
You don't want to
Yeah.
do. And I think with you, it just sometimes takes you time to get there. Like you said,
Mhm.
like you do maybe shove it down for a little bit
Yeah.
because you can't deal with all the things all the time,
Mhm.
but it is so healthy to be able to talk about it,
Yeah.
and process it with like trusted people or people that you love
Mhm. Mhm.
and God,
Yeah.
obviously, to be like, what does this look like?
Yeah. Mm.
Because, it is true. Like, you are amazing. You were always amazing in that role.
Mm.
And I do think it was a passion, it was so purposeful in your life,
Mm.
but it's also a calling. And so I
Mhm.
do think that even though you're not in it right now, that's not to say you'll never be in it. I
Mm.
don't think. Like, I
Mhm.
think you were like so created for ministry,
Mm.
and especially like children's ministry, just because like you are so amazing at it. You're so like wildly creative.
Mm.
You
Oh.
are, right? And so it's like,
Mm.
but I just want you to remember, like, no season is wasted,
Mm.
right? Like, God sees it
Yeah.
all. And
Yeah.
just because it might be like a quieter season right now, like,
Mhm.
who knows what's going to happen down the line. God
Yeah.
really does see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And I just really, yeah, I do believe that like no season is wasted.
Yeah.
like, and God is orchestrating everything behind the scenes.
Mhm.
It's just sometimes not in our timing, or
Yeah.
it's not what we think it might look like.
Yeah.
Because maybe you're like, oh, I don't even want to do that right now, or I
Right.
don't know,
Yeah.
right? But it's like, I don't know. That's why we serve a God that
Mhm.
really does go before us
Mhm.
and can change
Yeah.
even our minds from a way
Yeah.
that we think, or our thinking even.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know,
It's so true.
it is so
And I
bright.
feel like it's like, yeah, it's very bright. It's like the sun's like beaming off your
Yeah.
sunglasses. I feel like too with, and I'm sure it's not just ministry, but any job that you're passionate about, I
Yeah.
feel like it's kind of like it's just so much more than the job. Like you're
Yes.
so emotionally invested. It's kind of like I was thinking of it because, and I'm not saying you're saying this. I know what you're saying, but
Yes.
when people would say to me, "Oh, well, you can just work at another," and I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, it's like when someone's like pet passes away, like
Yeah.
their cat gets run over by a car or something,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, you can just get another one." It's like,
Yeah. You're like, no.
sure, like yeah, you can, and sure, maybe
Yes.
down the line, but it's not like that doesn't fix
It's
it
not
because
gonna fix
it's
it.
not
No.
about that. It's
No.
about that the loss of
Yes.
that whatever, and I feel like that's maybe kind of how I've felt like
It's a grieving.
it is a grieving. It's a loss of it, and then a lot of times when there is a loss, like there's also complications around why
Sure.
that loss occurred, right? And then that's so hurtful,
Yeah.
and you feel like hurt by people or taken advantage of or caught off guard or whatever the feelings are.
Yeah.
And so it's managing all of that too to say, like, hey, I have the loss of the actual thing that I loved and was passionate about,
Yeah.
and those people that I loved and were
Passionate
passionate
about.
about,
Yeah.
and the kids and the relationships, but then also dealing with when you think back of like, hey, how did we get to the loss and
Sure.
all the decisions that were made that were very hurtful, and
Mm.
then you have to deal with that, especially because it's the church and it's like we're
Mm.
not supposed to treat each other that way, and then it happens, but yeah, but I know that that's not something I want for my life. I don't want to stay stuck in hurt, so I feel like this year is like a lot of processing, and even
Mhm.
um I had a good conversation with my kids the other day about like what that church is going to look like for us moving forward,
Sure.
and even for me, like having to admit to them, like, I'm sorry that I've not been like that it has been a bit unsure this
Yeah.
last year of what we're doing in that area because I've been
Yes.
really processing it and trying to
Yes.
figure out like what are we gonna do here? Like
Yeah.
what is the next move? What does God want us to do? Like what is the right honorable thing to do? So it's been tricky,
And
but
I think that's what's beautiful though about having that conversation with your kids, is that
mhm,
they're old enough that you can have an honest conversation and say, "Hey, listen, like,
yeah.
this is where I wish that I would have done some things differently this
Yeah.
year, or this is why
Yeah.
I chose to do it this way.
Right.
But moving forward,
Yeah.
I want to step in this direction."
Yes.
But
Exactly.
having that conversation with your kids to be like, it's okay to
Mhm.
be honest with them.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes as parents, we
Yeah.
steer away from having the hard conversation with
Yeah.
our kids because we
Yeah.
want to avoid it.
Yeah.
But it's so
But it helps
important.
them to understand why things are happening too, then they're not left guessing. To
That's right.
like I'm fine to be like, "Listen, I'm really struggling
Yeah.
with this," and then
Yep.
it's like then everyone else shares how they're feeling about things, and it's just a healthier
It's a
way,
healthier
but
way to go
that's all
about
that
it.
was going through my head when you're like,
Okay.
"Let's talk about the year." In my head, I was like, "Am I gonna go there with this?" And it's like I wanna share, but I don't wanna I'm always trying to balance that, like well, and I'll say we've had that feedback with
Sure.
some people.
Yes.
Most of the feedback from this podcast
This is
is excellent,
always positive.
but
Yep.
there have been the odd comments, actually from people mostly that we don't
We don't
know
even know.
personally,
It's
which is
true.
funny, and that's fine to everyone to have their own opinion. We're not opposed to like negative feedback either, but of saying like, do you guys think that you should be sharing all that you're
Hmm.
sharing on this podcast? And we've had conversations
Hmm.
about that where we're like we're always balancing the
Yeah.
line of like sharing enough to be
To be
honest and
honest
live
and raw.
real and honestly and authentically and to help and support each other by
Hmm.
being honest and having some hard conversations, but also not sharing unnecessarily. So not unnecessarily sharing details that
Yes.
you don't need to share that might just be damaging to somebody. So it's all, and I'm sure sometimes we get it
Sure.
right and sometimes we don't, right?
Sure.
Maybe there are times we should share less and there's times we could share more, but like we're always trying to hold that balance. So
Absolutely. And I think
even
for
with
us,
bringing this up, I was like,
what am I going to do?
I want to share honestly, but I don't want to unnecessarily share details that could be damaging to other people. But
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I think what we have agreed to from the very start is that we're awe, we're awe. Wow, Leah.
We're
We're,
at,
we're awesome. We are raw and honest. And because we want, you know, just sharing vaguely
Right.
is okay sometimes, but
Yeah.
that's not, people want like stories. They want
Yeah.
true real
Yeah.
life stories about like
Yeah. They
what
don't want to
happened,
put
or
the pieces together. Like,
that's
just
right.
tell me exactly what happened.
That's
Right?
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Whether that's just the world we grew up in, the culture we grew up in,
Yeah.
that, we want the dirty details. And I think it's okay to share some details and to leave some out, but
Yeah.
just we try to be as raw as and honest as possible.
Yeah.
There are certain things that I will never share,
Yeah.
just even for the sake of my children.
Yeah.
Right? There is so
Yeah.
much more I could
Yeah.
share. Like,
Yeah, because our kids do listen to these often, and we're finding out their friends also sometimes listen, or
that's
at
right.
least the like clips because they
Yes.
will mention things, and you're like, oh,
You're like, oops,
our
sorry.
our high schoolers listening to this
You're like,
podcast. Okay.
oopsies. And we always knew, like, my kids don't really watch the episodes, all of them, but like
Yeah.
they definitely see some clips and they're like, "Oh, my friends watch it. Your clips on Instagram." And I'm like, and I never want them to grow up in an uncomfortable world, but we
Right.
try to be as honest as possible.
And I think it's a good example too to kids to also be like, it's also okay to share honestly.
Yes.
You don't have to hide
Yeah.
everything and to pretend like everything's fine because
Yes.
that's not healthy either.
No, it's not. And
Right?
you want to be, yeah,
Yeah.
transparent. And
Hmm.
that's the whole reason of this podcast,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But I mean, yeah, that's been a big year for
Yeah,
you for sure.
yeah, it's been like a lot of change, which nobody really likes change, right?
Sure.
And I'm like sort of flexible, like I'm okay with change, but not really. I
Yeah.
mean, I would really like to know, but what about you? What do you feel like your
Oof.
year has been packed with?
I feel
You've
like,
had a lot of change too, actually, this past year
yeah, I mean, I
in different
definitely,
ways.
yeah, a lot of different ways. I think this year has been overall just like a reflective year and very much focused on how little time I have left with my kids
Mm,
and the ages that they're
I
at.
know. I feel the
Like,
same
it's
as yeah.
really, I mean, and you're
Even
Naya's a
closer.
year
Yeah,
ahead
she's
of
done.
Zeke,
Yeah, she's
right?
graduating this year.
Oh no, so she's 2 years ahead.
Yeah,
That's right.
I know.
Oh, you're even more ahead than me.
I know.
Oh gosh.
Mhm.
You're like,
Mhm. Yeah, you're just well, that's like even
huh,
we just went on our last like not to bring this back to me, we'll bring it back
no.
to you, but we went on
Pam,
no,
continue talking
continue,
about yourself.
continue to shut up.
Pam,
But
going back to you. Okay.
back to what I was saying, um, actually,
No, I love this.
like
Go, 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 go.
I was just gonna say quickly that we
Yes.
went on a family vacation a couple weeks ago, and I really was even saying to the kids, I was like, "This," I was soaking it all in because I'm like, "You're graduating high school, then you're off to university, doing who knows what. This could be like our last vacation like
This.
this, like for a while at
Yeah.
least." So I was just like soaking it, and I kept saying it. I think by the end of the trip, the kids were like, "Kate." Mom, like,
Yeah.
and I was like, I just like want to soak in every moment because I don't know when we'll all be together
Yes.
like this
Yeah, because
again.
I guess you typically take them out of school for a week, but you can't
Yeah. No.
really do that
No.
in university, right?
No. Right. And even this was hard because, like, they
Grade
start
12.
getting jobs and they have their own commitments and they volunteer places. And
Yeah.
so even it was hard. They were kind of like, oh, like they had to bring laptops and there's a couple
Yeah.
days we had to do schoolwork. They had projects to submit. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, so, and I realized that I was like, whoa, this was actually kind of hard. Like, I'm glad we did it, but I was like,
Yes.
wow, like, we're at the end. Like,
Yeah.
wow, we're at the end.
Yeah.
They're
Couple
going
years.
into young adulthood and going to be on their own. So
Which
it's gonna be nice, but
this has been the year that I have forever struggled with that. I just think I'm increasingly aware just how little time I have left before they make some, big
yeah.
life-changing moments and decisions. And
Yeah.
maybe they'll stay living with me for a bit. I don't know, but
Yeah.
maybe they won't. And so it's
Yeah.
just that feeling
Mhm.
of, oh man, I want to spend as much time with them as possible.
Mhm.
But also being like, we've raised them. If we raise them right, we've raised them
To
to
go.
fly the nest,
Yeah.
which is like, I don't
I
like that.
know. It's so hard.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't like that. So
Yeah.
I think this year has been a lot of like reflecting like that for
Yeah.
me.
Do you feel like you're like very torn? Like in one way, like you want them to have
Oh,
adventure and see the world, but in another way, you're like, don't leave.
yes,
Yeah.
100%. Like
Yeah.
it really is that saying that two emotions can exist at the same time.
Yeah.
I would be so happy for them to go off and like explore and, you know, go out there. And then I just want them home at the same time.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then, Zeke's at the age where he changes his mind. I mean, he's grade 10, right? So anything can change. But right now he's kind of like, yeah, I want to go to school in BC. And
Oof.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
far.
And I mean, again, that can change. But also on the flip, the other idea he has is to be a pilot. Go
Okay.
figure.
Oh,
Oh, that'll
that's
that'll be
hilarious.
really great for me. I
What?
mean, yeah, could you imagine?
No.
I would never sleep.
I feel like it could be good for you though, because maybe he could
Maybe he
just
could
like,
fly me.
yeah, and then he could maybe sit with you and go through all the technical stuff with you and just
It's
really
true.
like say your mind duties or just sedate you. One of the
Just,
two.
yeah, one of the two. Could you imagine though the irony that my kid would become a pilot?
I That's actually funny.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't
Crazy.
know. He's grade 10.
Yeah.
This is the stage in life where he's
So he's not like a fighter pilot. Like he's not like
no.
if he's like
He'd
a
be
airline,
commercial
then
pilot, but
that's a little better.
that's, whatever.
Oh
So,
my
yeah, I think that's a big thing for sure that I've
goodness.
just thought about and just like you really trying to focus when like I have my kids and they're not with their dad, just like
Mm,
making sure that I don't book a lot of plans
yeah.
like when I have them because I
Yeah.
already give them up 2 weekends a month. And so
Yeah.
for me on the 2 weekends I have them, I don't like I'm pretty protective of that
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
And like doing fun things with them, like whether
Yeah.
it's going to the movies or ice skating or,
Mhm.
watching a movie at home. Like it doesn't have to be extravagant, but just
Mhm.
that time.
Yeah.
So that's been something like really, really big that I've noticed. I think this year I am realizing I do have a lot more capacity than I thought
Mm.
for dealing with a lot of things. Like I have a lot of friends going through really hard times.
Mm.
And my capacity is definitely higher than I thought, but then at times it reaches a massive limit where I'm like,
Mm.
and
Mm.
we're taking a little step here,
Yeah.
like step backwards. I can't deal with all of this
Mm.
right now. And I think, yeah, just watching your friends walk through hard seasons can be really, really hard.
Yeah.
And or watching them walk through seasons differently than you would,
Mm.
or not having the same.
Like you want to help, but you can only do so much. Like if they've got to
Yes,
make the decision
yes,
themselves.
that's really
Yeah,
hard for me.
that's
Like
hard.
when I'm telling somebody, or I've walked a road that they're maybe walking now, and I'm like, they're not listening to my
Mm.
heated warnings of a
Mm.
red light. I'm like, you're literally about to get in a car accident. Why are you not listening to me? Like, why?
Mhm.
I'm literally trying to stop this car accident from happening, and you're choosing to continue down this road.
Mhm.
Um, that one's really hard for me, and usually I have to just let it go to God and be like,
Mhm.
okay, God, well,
Mm.
I can't care more than somebody else cares.
It's true.
That is something
Yeah.
I've learned this year a lot.
Mm.
Is that I have so much empathy and
Yeah.
I care so much for people, but I can't care more about a situation than they do.
Yeah. And I remember somebody told me a long time ago, I think it was like a teacher, I don't remember who, but and it always stuck with me. And they said, sometimes some people just need to learn the hard way.
Yeah,
Like they don't learn unless they experience
that
that
rock bottom.
negative consequence. So
Hmm.
you can help someone, you can advise them all you want, but sometimes people just have to go their own way and then they learn it by and you just have to kind of watch them be like, oh no, here it comes, the wheels coming off and
Yeah,
crash.
yeah,
Okay. Well, and then that's how they learn, and there's no way around it,
a
right?
100%. Yeah, and so I think that's also something I've learned. I'm learning also. Obviously, this was a big year. I turned 40,
Yes.
so I think even just that, and like honestly,
You're learning that
s-
40 is still the new
40 and
20, and that you
fabulous.
can just look so amazing in your 40s.
Oh gosh, yeah. Once this podcast starts making us money and I can get Botox in my forehead, sure,
You
great,
Thank you, there we go.
great. Although we did see a crazy botch job the
We
other day.
did. Yeah, I sent Leah this article of like I think what she got like poisoning or something
I
from
don't
it.
know. See, now
Scared
I'm
me straight.
terrified.
I was like, I'm gonna embrace the wrinkles.
You like embrace them. You don't even
Never
have
mind.
any though. That's the joke.
No, I do.
Oh
Everybody
my
has them.
gosh,
It's
your
like when you're a
face
little
is
short-sighted.
perfection.
Mm.
No, but I've just realized like, yeah, hitting 40 this year was obviously a big milestone. And honestly, just like my body and just
Mm.
like perimenopause
Mm.
and some of these symptoms that are wild,
Mm.
like hot
Oh.
flashes, like today when Pam was walking in this weather in a t-shirt, a
Well, I
t-shirt.
started with the coat on. I just had to take it off. It's
Yep.
like my arms felt like they were on fire. I was like, I need to take my shirt off.
Pam was like, I said,
I mean,
listen,
no, wait, no. Sorry.
whoa, why wasn't I here for this?
No, I had my shirt on. I had to take my coat off. So I was just in my shirt.
Pam on spring break circa 2025. Woo!
Just kidding. I don't know why I said that.
Shirt off.
I've been having a rough day
Pam,
today. My brain's been really foggy. I don't think I got enough sleep.
it's been a little
I
foggy
made
for
about
sure.
18 mistakes. It's like, Pam?
Hello. Also, let's just note the fact that I literally said to her, hey, would love to do a walk before our podcast, like move our body. She's like, yeah, we can do a quick one. I was like, yeah, perfect. Do you want to do like 4K or something? 5.5 kilometers later, we're home. And I'm like, oh, this, like, I mean, I walk 5K every
Yeah.
day, but it
Yeah.
was just, you were like, let's do a quick one. So I was like, okay.
Well, it's because my sense of direction is so bad
Oh,
that once we got going to a certain point, unless we just turned around and walked back, to loop around, there's only certain streets I knew led to my neighborhood. And there was
okay.
so many others we kept passing that I was like, not sure. Not sure if that one goes to my neighborhood. So we did like a big
We did.
circuit
And I
just
loved it.
because
I feel
that's all
great.
I could do. Yeah. But
I need to move my body, and oftentimes when we film, we sit for so long,
yeah.
and I'm like, no, I'm so glad we
Yeah.
started the day that way.
Yeah.
Um,
I love walking, but I'm really bad at doing it by myself. If someone will go with
oh,
me, I'll go in a second. I'm like, yay! But I don't like to be by
really?
myself walking.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know why,
Just
but
put on my AirPods and
do it.
just, yeah,
I
run with
know.
it.
I know. Are sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was gonna ask you
Yes.
if you're like speaking of like moving and fitness and
Oh,
stuff. Are
yeah.
you like a New Year's resolution girl? Or are you just like, do you do that or no?
Ooh, I mean, not so much. So
Yeah.
I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions.
Okay, tell us more.
So I just think like there are okay, I believe in them. Maybe I just don't like the wording around it.
Okay.
Because I just think I like the start of a fresh new year.
Yeah.
So like September I feel that way often.
Yeah, that's true. It's September really does feel like
Yeah, like new
the
year,
start.
fresh start,
Yeah.
and then obviously January. Um and like fresh start. So I love the feeling of a fresh start and to like start over, but it's not like I'm like, excuse me.
Like making goals and
Yeah,
setting a whole plan.
there are things I like to like mark down, like I want
Hmm.
to go into this new year like this, but
Yeah.
I just find certain things, it's like whatever it is, it needs to be attainable. Like the people that
Mm.
are like, I want to lose 150 pounds in 6 weeks, and that's my New Year's resolution. I'm like, well, honey,
Are you saying
then
that's not
put
you're not
down,
saying that's realistic? You're gonna
no,
out me like this in front of everyone? I told you I'm in confidence. Just kidding. I mean, I would.
that
But
is actually,
if that'd be
you're like,
amazing,
that
100
would
pounds
be
in 6
amazing.
weeks.
Yeah, I mean, if you want those
Huh.
epic, for sure.
That's true. I guess there are ways to do
There
it.
are
It's
ways to
just
do
yeah,
it.
yeah,
There are 100%. But I'm just saying, like, a realistic, healthy
yeah.
goal. So for me, I like a word for the year. That is something that I
Okay,
really,
okay. So
really
how
go
do you
with.
come up with your word? Do you like pray about
Yeah,
it? Is there okay?
legit.
Yeah.
Like I usually pray about it. And again, and God's given me a word every year. I actually should go back and
So what do you mean
find them.
God's
But
given
like,
you a word? Like you'll pray about it and then there'll just be a word you keep thinking about
kind
or
of
what?
like,
Yeah.
so yeah, like, and it usually follows the scripture,
Ah,
which is
okay.
crazy. And I don't know, like somebody told me about it like, I don't know, years ago, just like
Mm.
asking God for like a word for the year. And there are times where I don't have it by January 1st.
Mm.
So like I don't it's not like I have the pressure to be like January 1st,
Mhm.
God, where's my word? Like I think there was a year where it was honestly like February
Mm.
where I felt like, no, this is it and this is the scripture.
Mm.
I need to go back. There was a year that it was fearless. I do
Mm.
know that. Um and then there was a year that the scripture was, I can't remember the word right now, but the scripture was like, and God is able to do immeasurably more than all we can ask or imagine.
Mm.
And that was the year that literally I saw all of that come to pass.
Wow.
There was another scripture one year that it was like, I will see the goodness of God in the land of the living.
Mm.
Um, I should go back and find my words.
Yeah,
That
you
would be
should.
that would be
Yeah, that's
interesting to
cool.
come back on. But so I'm more of that, and just like having like a healthy goal. Like one of mine, honestly, for this new year after Becky's episode, is
Mm.
to really, really dive into the Word
Mhm.
and like not just my devotions, like
Yeah.
really, truly be in Scripture
Mhm.
and working on my faith.
Yeah.
But it's not like a goal. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Does that make
just like
sense?
yeah, just something you wanna prioritize.
Yeah, and just
Mhm.
like continuing my workouts, continuing to be healthy, eat healthy, drink
Mhm.
all the water. That's been the bad one for me recently. It'll be like
Mhm.
2 o'clock, and I'm like, I've drank no water today. No wonder I have a
Mhm.
headache.
Mhm.
So it's like, but it's not like a goal. I don't know. What
Mhm.
about you?
I feel maybe the kind of the same. Like I've never been somebody that's serious about New Year's resolutions. Like I set something and then I have like all these goals to follow up. But I mean, yeah, I do feel like the start of a fresh year, you kind of like, okay, these are things I want to focus on.
Yes.
I think it's great when people do New Year's resolutions, but I feel like you and I are both kind of the same and like we're not like super like type A, like
Sure.
massively like organized charts, maths,
Yeah.
numbers, formulas.
You.
We're a little more like, eh. So I think if you're more that way, maybe you're more organized and serious about your New Year's resolutions. But I feel like I'm the same. Like there's things I'll consider and I'll think about, okay, into the new year, I want to focus on
Hmm.
this or work on this or whatever. But I don't often have like a plan to achieve it. And
Yeah.
so then maybe that's why sometimes I don't. But just
Do you hear the words
yeah.
coming out of your mouth?
No,
Maybe we need to write some things down.
no, maybe I should write some things down in journal. But yeah, no, I think
Yes.
it is a good fresh start to the year. But I feel like my resolutions or like my goals for the years are always the same. Like they're
Right.
not specific. It's more general. Like I just want same thing as you, like peace with my kids,
Yeah.
like good bonding time with them. I want to prioritize my
Yeah.
family and doing like I want to like I go into everything with like positivity and finding the best and
Including dating.
oh wow, that's just went in there. That just slipped right
No,
there.
that was perfect. You're gonna go to
No.
the new year waiting, striving for a man
I feel like the
and
things that
positivity.
I don't think that will bring positivity though.
Well,
That's the thing. That's what
until
I'm
you meet the
saying.
right one, Pam. Which is,
Yeah.
how about we
Mhm.
go into the Lord is
Yeah.
speaking to me right now, actually,
Mhm.
and the word for you needs to be openness.
Openness. Wow. Okay, that's like Amy, that it was on our last episode. I'm in like a girls group with her. We had like a girls Christmas party. She the other night was so funny. We were sitting down and we are all catching up because some of us hadn't seen each other in a while. So we literally like kind of almost like went around a circle like, "Hey, give us your life update. Okay, now what's going on with you?" And then it comes to Amy, and Amy says, like, so dead serious. She's like, "Well, exciting news is that Pam has agreed to let me set her up." And all the girls were like, "What? Oh my gosh!" She was completely lying. I was like, "Amy,"
I mean,
and
we did
she
talk
was,
about it on the last episode.
oh, she was like dying laughing. I was like, "No, no!" And like everyone got excited. Like I had to literally set them up. Like she's joking. She is joking.
Well, you
We're
need to
not.
tell
But
her that the Lord has
she
spoken.
just,
The word for
yeah,
you is openness.
openness. I feel like that might be something you've made up.
Is it the Lord
You're
or is
just
it
it's
Leah?
Leah. I think that's Leah.
Well,
Like,
I
mm.
do feel like God's kingdom
Mhm.
mindset would be to always be open.
That's fair.
Thank you.
Um,
So
I'm
thank
gonna
you.
think of a comeback.
You
You
can't.
got me on a weekday.
You're not
My
as
I
witty
know
as me.
it's
So
and my brain's really slow today for some reason. I'm not firing on all cylinders. So
yeah.
I'll get back to you
Well,
with my
you'll get
reasoning of
back to
why
me,
that's unreasonable.
but a man for the 2026 New Year.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's it's your year,
No.
Pam.
I can't help it. I just love my
Hmm.
life and I love being single. I
Hmm.
can't help
Okay,
it.
interesting.
I
Listen,
wish
I
I
think there's
wish for
nothing wrong
your
with that.
sake that I had a desire. I wish that
Could
I
you
was like,
imagine the double dates we could go
Leah,
on?
yeah, I don't know.
Listen,
I'm just not interested. It just makes my stomach feel like, oh, like even thinking of that, like
ooh,
having to like dress up and like
who says you're gonna
go
dress up?
out.
You're gonna go in track pants and a hoodie, and
But
you're gonna
you're
call
always
it a
so
day.
stylish.
You're
I
gonna
feel like,
call it a day. You're gonna be like, I am here for my date. My news
mm,
here, guys. I am. You know what? My New Year's resolution for
no,
Pam
no.
is to
Oh,
find
we're
her.
out of time. Thanks for tuning in to the sunny side. See you next week. Bye.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead. They're static, Leah. The episode. Something's
Yeah,
wrong.
that's right. Nothing. It's not working.
It's
My
not
phone is
recording.
done.
She's gonna edit out this whole
Oh, I
thing. I'll
will.
come for you. You will not edit
Okay,
out this.
like
I will come for you. This will be the one where come for the jugular. But I really hope that your 2026 year brings you all the happy things of a man.
oh wow. Okay, Leah, I will give you credit. You did put that nicely because it could have been worse. But
Thank you. I'm trying. That's my New Year's goal
your
for
New Year's goal
2026.
just
I have a resolution.
how Pam won't have to edit so
Yeah,
many inappropriate comments out of the podcast. That's a good New Year's resolution for you.
that is, but that's what makes this so fun. So that's actually not going to
It
happen.
is true.
I
I know.
really
People always
apologize.
ask me, they're like, what does Leah say that you edit out? I'm like, I can't even you ask her. I'm not repeating some of
You're
these
like,
things.
I'm not repeating this.
Like you just whatever you could think that she would say that would be inappropriate, that's probably what she's saying.
You're like, that is what she's saying. Okay, serious question for you.
Okay.
Do you keep up your tree until New Year's, or is it down for January 1st to start the new year right?
Okay, I do usually take it down
Like before
like
New Year's Eve?
no, I usually take it down after. But
Okay.
it's not always like exactly by January 1st. It's like what, like, in the aftermath of Christmas
Yes.
and New
Yeah,
Year's,
yeah.
whatever day I'm feeling the most ambitious,
Sure.
it's like I just know. Like, I'll wake
Yes.
up some days and I'll be like, today's not the day.
Yeah.
And then another day I'll wake up and be like, it's time.
It's time.
It's time. And I just haul out the bins and then
Okay.
down she goes. What about
Yeah,
you?
see, no, I mean, there's been years where I think if we ever have people over on New Year's Eve, I try to keep it up,
Right.
but then it's coming
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
January 1st. So,
Yeah.
but by the time I go to bed,
Yeah.
January 1st, it is like Christmas decorations down by the morning. So,
Yeah.
like, okay, say we have a party, but, and first thing, January 1st, no one's sleeping in.
Yeah.
We are getting that stuff done
And
first
is it
thing in the
like a
morning.
family affair, like all hands on deck?
Oh, no, it's just me and Alan just,
Really? And you guys, how, like, you have so
oh,
many
no, because, but
decorations.
honestly, putting them back is so quick.
That's
It's like
true.
within an hour.
Yeah, because you're not fussing
You're
like
not
when you're
fussing.
setting
It
it up.
just like, and
Okay.
I go quick.
Mm.
Like I'm just like, brrr, like
Yeah.
just get it done, and then I clean the whole house
Yeah.
so that by January 1st evening, I'm starting like a
Do
fresh
you have
start.
like a big attic? Like, where do you store all those
The
giant
garage.
trees and stuff? The garage.
Yeah,
Okay.
right now, like we have like shelves and yeah,
Okay.
but we have to come up with a better solution because even that is like I'm like, let's get rid of half the bins in the garage. Alan's like, these are all Christmas. I was like, let's not get rid of half the bins in the garage.
Like, never mind.
Yeah,
Because I would think between just the trees alone and the lawn ornaments that you guys have,
yeah.
like,
hmm
how
Our
many
loaner,
bin, like,
probably
20,
like 30
30?
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
30, I would think
probably.
30 bins.
It's probably a lot.
I
And
think I have
but then
3
you come to
Christmas
my house
bins.
and like my inside is like minimalistic. It's not like
Totally. Yeah.
overpowering.
But because you have such high ceilings, you have like big things. So
Big
you have
things,
like
yes.
minimal but big.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I like it big.
I just, as soon as that word came out of my mouth, I was like, you're baiting her. She's not gonna be able to resist. Just like,
Okay, moving on.
oh,
Even
Leah,
that one was a
I know.
little over the top for me.
I
This
even
is
know, yeah.
oh, you'll have to
We'll have
edit
to
that
take
one.
that out.
That one for
Linda
sure.
will
You're
be
gonna
like, Leah,
100% that one's
Christmas is
getting
canceled
that's
this year.
getting edited or Santa's not bringing me
Yeah,
my
we'll take that
presents.
out.
Taking
Take that
that
one
one
out.
out.
But, like,
Oh, but you should leave it as a cliffhanger so that
yes,
people do think, what did I just say?
right. I
People are
should.
gonna have to ask,
Yeah.
what did you just edit
And I'll
out?
just say,
What did Leah just
ask
say?
Leah.
Ask Leah. Ask Leah privately. But no, yeah. So I think like going into the new year, that is definitely one of like is just to be more
Mm-hmm.
intentional,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just focusing on like the positive
Mm-hmm.
and not staying stuck in a negative mindset,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what the situation is in front of me,
Yeah.
to just really try like my hardest to live out the sunny side
Yeah.
and to live it
Totally.
out like
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I just think it's such guys like as you watch this episode and as
Mm.
you watch um maybe you're thinking even like yourselves of like reflective time of what this year has brought and maybe it's brought some uncertainty or pain or fear, um or even sickness. Like we've done a
Mm-hmm.
lot of episodes this year just on
Yeah.
some sickness, and you want to like bid thee farewell to
Mm-hmm.
2025. You're like, get out of here. I would just like encourage you to not wish away a season. That is something that
Mm.
I always learn too, is like,
Yeah.
don't wish away a season because there's so much beauty that can come of it, even
Mm-hmm.
in like the chaos and the dreaded um like angst and feelings of it all. Like
Yeah.
there's times where I wished away like my season of singleness and like going through the divorce, and then I would give anything to go back because I like
Mm.
was so close to Jesus and so
Mm-hmm.
tenderhearted in those moments that like
Mm-hmm.
don't always wish away a season. Just
Yeah.
and ask God like
Mm-hmm.
what can I learn in this season
Yeah.
instead of just like, God, take it away.
Yeah.
What are you trying to teach me?
And that is the real thing. Like, and you don't want to hear it in the moment to be like,
Mm-hmm.
God is teaching you and refining you, and you're going to be a bit different person, but it better push you to be stronger. Like, I remember people would say things like that to me in
Yeah.
really like dark times, and it's like you couldn't hear it. You're just like, wait,
Yeah.
what? But it's so true. Like, looking back here, you realize you are different,
Yeah.
but in the best way. It is that
Absolutely.
like refining fire. Like, it really is. And if you just stay in a safe place like all the time, it really does limit
Yeah.
the change and growth that can happen in your life.
Yeah.
So when you feel like you want to wish away
Yes.
hardships,
Yes.
really there is something
There's some
so
yeah.
beautiful that
Mm-hmm.
comes from it, and transformative and life-changing, and makes you better. Like,
Yeah.
actually, cuz then the next obstacle, you are so much more
Mm-hmm.
equipped to deal with it.
Yeah.
Be-
But I do think it's what you do with that time. Kind
yeah,
of what we were
that's
talking
true.
about on our walk. Like
Yeah.
we can't just look at a season and
Yeah.
think, oh, we're going to be changed.
Mhm.
Okay. Like that time heals all wounds. Well, no,
Mhm.
time doesn't heal all wounds.
Yeah.
It's what you do with that time. So same with situations.
Yeah.
It's not going to come naturally. You
Yeah.
have to fight for it.
And what would you give as like examples if somebody's saying to you, what does that mean though, Leah? Like, I'm in a hard season. Like, what should I be doing in this time? Like, what do you think, like
Yeah.
practically?
I think practically it's going to be different for every person and depending on obviously the situation
Mhm.
at hand. But it's just literally number one, waking up and changing your mindset.
Mm.
Changing that I am stuck in this horrible situation. I need out. It's like, okay, no, because we've learned that rewiring your brain
Mm.
is so important
Mhm.
to focus on the positive. So it's waking up every day and trying to write down, practically speaking, 5 things you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Start your day like
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
there's no way that you can live in a negative mindset when you're waking up starting the day by writing intentionally down 5 things you're grateful for.
Mhm.
That's super important. Um, and I think it's like if you're going through a really hard season, it's bringing in people, but
Mm.
being vulnerable and honest, not just
Mhm.
I'm going through a hard time. I need you to pray for me. Okay,
Yeah.
well, you
Mm.
might need to open up to people
Mm.
and really share what you're going through,
Yeah.
even if you don't want to.
And surround yourself with like good people.
Yes.
People that you know are going to give you sound advice because sometimes
Yep.
it's tempting,
Yep.
like when you're in a hard season, like you don't think you would do this, but we all do it,
Yep.
and it's easier to see it when other people do it. But
Sure.
you can sometimes go for that like low hanging fruit, where you're like you'll
Yeah.
go to the person who you know is gonna just coddle you and it isn't gonna give you
Yeah.
advice or be like, hey. Are you sure that's a good idea? Or like,
Sure.
I'm really worried about you. This doesn't seem healthy. You're gonna go to the person that's just like, oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like be careful that you don't do that, but that you actually find people that are good, solid people,
Yeah.
and you're ready to receive what they have to say, even if it's
That's what I was
hard,
gonna say. Even if it's
right?
criticism, like
Yeah.
even if it's hard, yeah. And then counseling. Obviously, get yourself into counseling.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I think that's a big one is if you're asking people to come into your world and support you,
Mm.
then listen to their advice, heed their
Yeah.
warnings.
Yeah. So true.
That's like another
Yeah.
practical way. Don't just be like, well, I'm stuck and I don't know what to do. And people are giving you advice and you're doing the exact opposite.
Because obviously you're a lot of times like we are in the situations we're in because we're making the same bad choices. So
Yeah.
if you just keep doing what you think is a good
Yeah.
idea and you keep ending back in the same spot, it's like, okay, change up.
Listen.
Actually do what you think someone
Yes.
else who you love and trust, not
Yeah.
just anybody, but someone
Yeah.
who, and if they're saying, hey, try this instead, even if you don't want to, or you're like, why? Just try it because what you're doing is not working. You know,
Absolutely. They
like,
say the definition of insanity is doing the
mhm.
same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah,
So
totally.
like let's change some things. Let's go into this new year
Hmm.
and change it. Even as I'm saying that, like about writing down 5 things you're grateful for. I'm like, okay, I
Hmm.
think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
That's how I want to start my mornings. And
yeah.
like again, being intentional with being in the word. Like
Hmm.
I don't know, Becky's episode actually
Yeah,
like
I agree.
legitimately changed me.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
legitimately changed me.
It was like that boot camp butt kick you need, where it's like all this stuff you know, and then you think, yeah, you're right. That is so important and such a priority. And then when you see how it's
Yeah,
helped her in her life, you're like, man, I hope that I'm prepared. I just love how
absolutely.
prepared she was.
Yes,
Like she was prepared for that battle.
for
Like
that battle.
she
And
was
I'm like,
prepared.
honestly, if you have not watched that episode, please, please, please go back and watch part 1 and part 2.
Hmm.
You will not be disappointed. But I think it was a great way to go into the Christmas season and to like end the year to like have a little you're right, boot
Hmm.
camp butt kicking
Hmm.
to be like what does this look like? Cuz
Yeah.
I just want this next couple weeks of Christmas to New Year's
Hmm.
to be like
Hmm.
reflective
Yeah.
and not to be down on yourself, not to be like, "Oh, well, this is so negative and I failed in this way or this way." Yeah, think back, reflect as
Hmm.
you're even listening to us talk. But like what can you do to change? Like you can always change. And
Mm.
guess what? Change starts today.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be January 1st.
Yeah.
Change today.
And I feel like, especially with like the rise of social media, and we just see all the good and glamorous and fun, like we're so programmed even
Yes.
to just avoid pain, avoid hardship. You want all the good stuff in your
Yes.
life. But really, like
Hmm.
it's you can embrace those hard seasons too.
Yes.
They do bring something that's rich and full and meaningful in your
Yeah.
life. And we don't need to just avoid all the hard stuff, but to just like for me, I just think, and I know we've had conversations, I know you're saying, but I'm always thinking, especially with so much of the
Sure.
stuff that I feel like has maybe like happened to us, like stuff that you can't control.
Yeah.
But I'm always thinking like I can take bad things out of my life. Bad things are going to
Yeah,
happen. But I
absolutely.
want to navigate the hard things in a way that my kids look back one day
Sure.
and they say, "Yeah, that was really hard and I wish this didn't happen or this was so hurtful." But like our mom
Yeah.
walked through it with integrity.
Yeah.
She she was made decisions that were stable.
Sure.
She thought of us first. She prioritized us. She was a great
Yeah.
example. She showed extra grace. She showed love. She was forgiving.
Yeah.
Like all those
Yeah.
biblical attributes, you
Yeah.
want your kids to look back, and then even more so, you want like God to be proud of you, right? That you're living this life in a God honoring way
Yeah.
where no matter what, because it's
Yes.
so easy in in the good times to
Yeah.
be a great person, make
Yeah.
all these great decisions. But what happens when the pressure's put on?
Yeah.
What happens when you're going through
Yeah.
something that's gut wrenching and unexpected?
Yeah.
Like, what decisions do you make then?
Yes. And what
Right?
do you turn to? And what's your coping mechanism?
Mm-hmm.
And how does it affect you? Those are all
Mm-hmm.
big ways of like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I've always said, like, even to my kids, like, I want to walk with integrity so that we look back at this season and you know
Yeah.
that I did the best I could.
Yeah. Totally.
Right?
And the awareness that like you're building a legacy for
Yeah.
your kids. Like we're not all going to be here
No.
forever, but your kids are going to be here longer than you are and your grandkids are going to be
Yeah.
there longer than them. And I just feel like legacy goes both ways, right? Like the generational things that are passed down, negative or positive.
Yeah.
And if you leave a legacy for your
Yeah.
kids of pain and hurt and betrayal and mistrust and recklessness and
Sure.
chaos, the odds of them repeating that because they're taking that on and inheriting that
Yeah.
from you,
Yeah.
or you have the same
That's
opportunity
right.
to leave to your kids a legacy of being brave
Yeah.
and strong and trusting God and having faith and loving
Yeah.
people and turning the other cheek and having integrity.
And not
Like,
being self-focused even
totally.
when you're going through something
Yes.
hard, to like be going through something hard but also be like, hey, I know that was a lot, but like, how are you doing? How is your
Hmm.
day? These are
Yeah.
things I want to teach my kids. They're
Yeah.
characteristics I want to teach them. They're things I want to teach them so that they go out into the world one day and know how to handle real life.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, I
It's
think
true.
that's a big goal. My phone keeps getting soaked with, so hopefully there's no
Oh,
water marks on my camera,
oh
right?
my goodness, I didn't even notice
Guys,
that.
this
Shoot.
whole episode could be blurry. Yay!
We're underwater.
No, but this has
I
been
know.
a
Maybe
great
I feel
episode.
like we should wrap it up and
No,
like your phone
no.
not
Oh,
like
I don't care about my phone.
okay.
That'll be
Oh
fine.
no.
It's waterproof. But um guys, this has been a great episode.
Yeah,
I've loved it.
yeah, and I feel like I hope the new year brings excitement. Even if your past year
Yes.
was really hard, like it is an opportunity, right? Like if
Yeah,
you're
to look
thinking of the sunny side, like it is an opportunity. Even
look
if you,
with joyful
yeah,
expectation for the new year.
even if life goes in a direction that you're like you would have never chosen it,
Yeah.
you don't want it, it's awful. That might be true, but it's like what you always say,
Yeah.
the two things existing at the same
Yes,
time. Things can be awful, but they can be beautiful
they
at the
can.
same time,
They
right?
can.
And don't like miss out on the moments of beauty within a hard time because you're so focused on the hard,
Yeah, and the
right?
negative. I think
Yeah.
that's the point of this whole podcast, is to truly find the sunny side in any
Hmm.
situation.
Yeah.
So we
Because there
hope
is it. Yeah.
that you guys have loved being along this journey with us
I
for a
know.
year.
I know.
It's
Woohoo!
crazy.
I
A
know.
whole year. And we are excited for our January lineup. We are
Hmm.
not going anywhere.
Hmm.
We're just taking a little couple week break.
Yeah.
But please join us back. We have some inspiring stories to start us off
Hmm.
in January, and we don't want you to miss it. But
Yeah.
from Pam and I, you're like, where are you going with
I know.
this? Merry
Merry
Christmas
Christmas and a
and a
happy
Happy
new
New
year.
Year.
And next time you see us, we're gonna be back just a plain old set.
Oh, so
No,
boring.
no garland.
Pam,
We'll
that's
have
so
to do. I'm
sad.
sorry.
You just kind of
I
broke my
really
heart.
slammed
We're
the
just
camera
ending on a
down.
high note there.
We'll just take that part out.
No.
Well, I'm gonna put something fun up here for you.
Oh, thank
Something
you.
different. That's
Valentine's Day,
maybe.
Easter,
I'm just
all
gonna
the
do
things. We'll just
a different
decorate.
garland for every season.
It's true. But guys, thanks for tuning in and have a happy sunny side.
Bye.